Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankees baseball. It's August 30th. September is right around the corner here, folks. We got the Yankees heading out to Minnesota before the big games in New York in September against the Tigers. And we'll look at who's going to be playing in this game against the Twins here on August 30th. We got leading off playing second base Bobby Richardson for the Yankees. Batting second playing shortstop's Tony Kubek. Batting third playing right field is Roger Maris. Batting fourth playing center field's Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth and doing the catching is Elston Howard. Batting seventh and playing left field is Bob Cerv. Batting eighth, playing third base is Clint Boyer. Batting ninth on the mound for the New York Yankees in this game is Bill Stafford. And for the hometown Minnesota Twins, leading off playing center field is Lenny Green. Batting second, playing second for the Minnesota Twins, everybody's favorite ex-Yankee Billy Martin. Batting third, playing first, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fourth, playing right field, Bobby Allison. Batting fifth, playing left field is Jim Lemon. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Earl Beatty. Batting seventh and playing third base is Bill Tuttle. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Zolo Versells. And on the mound, doing the pitching and batting ninth is Jim KATT. And I heard rumor he's thinking about writing a book, so be careful in that clubhouse. Let's get down to the game here in Minnesota and get this one started, folks. We got Philip Reynolds here today. And Jim takes the mound. This will be his 23rd start, folks. He's got a 3.89 ERA. He's 16-6, and he's got 3 complete games. First batter he'll be facing is Bobby Richardson, batting .260 on the year, 3 home runs, 51 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bobby, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Jim's got it. He tosses it over to first to Killebrew, and that'll take care of Richardson here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Mr. Kubek. And Tim D shows up here, folks. Here comes Mr. Tony Kubek, batting .275, 6 home runs, 49 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. He turns on that one, folks, and drives it. Bobby Allison gets over. He cuts it off. Kubek will stay there at first, not trying to get thrown out with the big boys. The M&M boys do up. First up is Maris with his .263 average, leading the major leagues with 55 home runs, folks. 111 RBIs. Can he add to both of those totals here and get the Yankees on the board? And no, that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Allison's got just enough room, makes the catch. That'll be 2 outs. He'll pass the baton down to Mick. And Mick's having a good year here, folks. Batting .304, 42 home runs himself, and 127 RBIs. 2 outs. Can Mick do it? And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Number 43 on the year for Mick, folks. And that ball was driven into right field. Mick goes the other way with it. And that'll be, like I say, home run number 43. Just happened there. And that'll be his 128 and 129 RBIs. And it's 2-0 before these Twins fans can get settled. And that brings up Skowron now, batting .270. 7 with 36 home runs and 124 RBIs of his own. And that's going to be a pop up down the third. Just got under it. Bill's got it down at third. And that'll be out number 3. But Mick does the damage. Yankees scored 2 on the 2-run homer. We go to the bottom of the first. Yanks 2, Twins, Green, Martin, and Killebrew due up. Lenny Green's batting .282 on the year, 10 home runs, 66 RBIs. He'll be facing Bill Stafford. This is Bill's 19th start of the year. He's got a 2.12 ERA. He's 18-2, folks, with 8 complete games. And here we go with the pitch to Lenny Green. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Mick has that one measured. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the first. And here comes Billy Martin. And the trio got together the last few nights and been drinking and partying here in Minnesota. And Billy's batting .236 on the year with 1 home run, 24 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Quebec. Quebec muffs this one up. That's going to be an E6. That puts Billy down at first for Killebrew. 1 swing of the bat. Oh, Harmon can tie this game up. He's batting .294 in the year, folks. He's got 42 home runs of his own, 94 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can the Yankees turn a double play? Bobby Richardson's up with it. He tosses it over to Quebec. Quebec's going to hang on to it, even though Scowen doesn't run good. That was too slow of a roller. They're not going to turn 2. So you got Killebrew down at first for Bobby Allison. Bob Allison's batting .237, 20 home runs, 65 RBIs. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Allison. And that's going to come back to get him and strike him out. Nice piece of pitching by Stafford to get his first strikeout. So the error doesn't cost him. The Twins leave 1. We go to the top of the second. We got Howard, Serve, and Boyer due up here. Howard's batting .349, leading the American League. He's got 12 home runs, 56 RBIs on the year, folks. And that ball is lifted into, it's a ground ball down the second. And Billy, I think he's seeing 3 of those balls, folks, because he misses the middle one. And that's an E4 on Martin. And Howard's aboard here on an error. So 1 error apiece here. Brings up Bob Servers, having a good year, batting .273. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. Can Bob come through here with a base hit, folks? And that is going to be a base hit in the center field. And Howard's going to stop at second. And the Yankees are making some noise here in the top of the second. Howard at second. Serve at first. Nobody out for Clint Boyer. Can Clint put his dime in the merry-go-round and keep it going? He's batting .234, 10 home runs, 48 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And the runners will hold. And that's 1 big out here for the Twins. And that'll bring up Bill Stafford now. 1 out. Runner still on at first and second. But Bill's not having a bad year at the plate either, folks. .231. 8 RBIs himself. Let's see if he can come through, because we don't need no stinking DH. And he does get a hold of this, folks. And that is going to load the bases. Nice base hit. Howard again not trying to get thrown out. He stops at third. So bases are juiced, and we're back to the top of the order. And Bobby Richardson. Bobby's been hitting a nice bat. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Can he get a big 1-out base hit here and put the Yankees up by more than 2? And he does, folks. He drives that ball into center field, and that's going to score 1. Serve again is going to stop. They're going station to station. Not a lot of speed on the bases, but Bobby comes through with a base hit, and it's now 3-0. And old Jim's in all kinds of trouble here. Still only 1 out. Quebec singled his first time up. And there's another base hit. And this one's going to score 2. Bill Stafford's rounding third. Now throw's going to come in. And we're going to have runners in at the corners, folks. Just like this, the Yankees have busted this game open here in the top of the second. And it is still only one out. And we got the big boys coming up now with first and third. You got Richardson at third, Quebec at second, and Roger Maris at the plate, folks. And he flew out the right field. Can he get a homer here? And no, but that might be deep enough to score. Bobby, that ball's lifted in the right field, but Bobby's going to hold. Allison throws it in. So now there's 2 outs and the mix-up. Let's see what Mano can do here, folks. He homered his first time up. Can he get number 44 on the year and get over the 130 RBI mark? And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning, folks. But the Yankees scored 3 and take a 5-0 lead here in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. You're going to have Lemon, Beatty, and Tuttle due up here. And Jim's batting .258 on the year, 6 home runs, 62 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the second strikeout for Stafford. 1 down here. Comes up the catcher, Earl Beatty, batting .276, 12 home runs, 47 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want to start doing that. Beatty trots on down to first. Brings up Bill Tuttle. Can they get a ground ball here? He's batting .229, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Howard near the screen makes the catch for out number 2. And old Versel's due up now. And he's batting .271. He's got 9 home runs on the year, folks, and 53 RBIs. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss, strike 3. And Bill Stafford starting to look like Linda Ronstadt. And I don't mean he looks like he's born in the USA. He looks like he's thrown nothing but blue bayous, folks. We got Scourin, Howard, and Serve up. Old Moose, he popped up the third his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Lemon's got it. That'll be out number 1. But now we got Elston Howard up. And Howard's batting .348 on the year, folks. He reached on an air and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be Jim's first strikeout of the ball game. 2 up and 2 down here in the third. And Bob Serve keeper going here in this inning. He singled and came around to score. And he does more than single this time, folks. He rips that ball. That ball hits off the wall near the foul pole down there in right field. And Bob's in with a stand-up double. Nice job by Serve. 2 outs, gets in scoring position for Boyer. Boyer drive him in. He flew out to right his first time up. Yeah, going 90 feet at a time. Like I say, this is one of the slowest lineups they can have with Serve, Howard, and Scourin all together there. Ain't much speed there. Can Boyer come through, folks? And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lemon. That'll end the inning. Bob gets stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the third. We got the bottom of the order up. Jim, then Green and Martin. KATT is batting .267. He was always a damn good hitting pitcher. 3 RBIs on the year. So you can't take him completely lightly, and they don't. That's an easy grounder to Quebec. They'll get him for out number 1. We go back to the top of the order. And Lenny Green's up now. And Lenny flew out the Mick his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Like I say, Bill's dealing and willing and dealing today. That's his 4th strikeout here in the third. Brings up Billy. Billy reached on an error and then committed an error in this game, so he's trying to balance the scales out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Richardson. He makes a nice clean play this time, fires over to Scourin, and that'll end the inning, folks. We go to the top of the fourth. It is 5-0 New York. Stafford's up, followed by Richardson and Kubek. And Bill Singleton came around to score because we don't need no stinking DH. He's got his average up to 245 now, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, and Killebrew, I don't know what he was thinking. You need to get the glove down, and he didn't. It goes through the wicket. Stafford, he'll stop at first, though. It's a one-base error. And that'll bring up Bobby Richardson. He singled and drove in a run his last time up. Can he do her again here, folks? And no, that's not what the Yankees want to see. That ball is hit down to Billy Martin, and that looks like a tailor-made double play. Over to Vercel, over to Killebrew, and that gets rid of the error. So now it's 2 outs and nobody on for Kubek. And Tony, he's 2 for 2 today with 2 RBIs, folks. Let's see if he can get on for the M&M boys again. Not this time. That ball's hit down the third. That'll end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. We got Killebrew, Allison, and Lemon. And if you're a Yankee fan, this is when you want to see Killebrew up. Nobody on. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Mick's got to get on this horse to catch that one. And he does. Robs Killebrew of a base hit. Nice play by Mano. Old tip of the cap by Bill. So now there's 1 out. And Allison up. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a single in the left field right over Kubek's head. He couldn't quite catch it, folks. So now they got their first runner aboard here. Their first hit of the game. And that'll bring up Lemon. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss, strike 3. Like I say, Stafford is throwing the heat today, folks. 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. Here comes Earl Beatty up now with 2 outs. Allison down at first. Earl walked. And he gets a hold of this, folks, and drives that ball into down the first base line. It rolls into foul territory, and with Allison's speed, he's going to score easy with 2 outs. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-1 game. And Earl's standing down at second with 2 outs. So the Twins get on the board here. And that brings up Bill Tuttle. He popped up the catcher his first time up. And that's going to be a single over second. And Beatty's going to chug around second. Around third. I'll get it right. And here comes the throw from Mick. Can they get him at the plate, folks? Here's the tag applied by Howard, and he's out of there. Nice play by the Mick. Cuts down the run. It was close. I don't blame him for trying with 2 outs. And now we go to the top of the 5th. The Twins score 1. It's 5-1. We got Maris, Mano, and Scourin due up here. Rogers flown out the right both times up. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And he drives that 0-1 pitch down the third. And it eats up Bill. That handcuffed him, folks. That's going to be an E5. Rogers safe at first for the Mick. Mick's having a heck of a game. He's already homered. Can he do her again, folks? And that ball is driven in the center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Green plays it, throws it in, keeps Roger there at second. So we got first and second. Nobody out for Scourin. Can he bust this game wide open? It's a 4-run lead. 1 swing and a bat here, and the Yanks got a comfortable lead. Not to be, though. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Scourin starting to slump. I've been bragging him up all year, but he's kind of running into a rut here. but see if Howard can pick him up. Howard's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error and come around the score, but he struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Sorry, down the short. Purcell's up with it. And they're not going to be able to turn two. He had to come charging in on that. So Roger will go down the third. They get Mick at second. So we got Maris at third, Howard at first for Bob Serve. And Serve's having a great game. Double and an RBI came around the score. And he's going to keep this up, I believe, folks. Yes, he does. That's a single in the left field. That'll score Roger. And Howard's chugging on down the third, folks. How about that? Howard puts on the Jets with 2 outs. And we still got first and third, and that makes it a 6-1 game. And here comes Mr. Boyer up now. And Clint's 0 for 2. He's flown out to both corners. He's flown out the right and the left. And you know what he says? He says, let's give Green a try out in center field, and he's up to the task. So Boyer's flown out to every outfielder there is, and that'll end the inning. But the Yankees score 1 and get that run right back and make it a 5-run game. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. We got the bottom part of the order due up. Purcell's, Jim, and then Green. Purcell struck out his first time up against Bill, and that's going to be a slow roller down the second. Richardson comes in, gets it, tosses it over to Scourin, and that'll be that. Here comes Jim. Like I say, no slouch out the plate. He grounded out the short his first time up, and that's going to be another ground ball down the short. 2 up and 2 down. We go to the top of the order now. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Lenny Green. And he gets something going here with 2 outs. And he does. No, I'm sorry. Mick robs him of a base hit. That Mick is committing highway larceny out there. The cops are looking and charging him with a felony for grand theft. We go to the top of the 6th. We got Stafford, Richardson, and Quebec due up here. Bill's 1 for 2, reached his other time on an error. Here's the pitch to Bill, and that's going to be the first time that he doesn't make it down the first safely. And that's a ground ball down the short, 1 out. We're back to the top of the order for the Yanks here. Here comes Bobby, 1 for 3 with an RBI. He did ground into a double play his last time, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Lenny Green. 2 up and 2 down. It's up to Quebec to keep this inning alive here. And Tony is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Quebec's starting to come out of his slump. He drives that ball in the right field. It splits the gap, rolls to the wall. And there's Tony standing in scoring position for Roger Maris. And Roger come through with number 56 on the year, folks. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that ball is high, that ball is far, and that ball is going. He goes the other way, folks. Hits that ball in the left field stands. And that is number 56 on the year and 113 RBIs. And this game is now getting out of control. It's 8-1. Nick shakes his hand and says, what was it? He said a slider. It didn't slide. So the M&M boys both have home runs in this game. Can Mick hit another one and outdo Roger? And no, but that's a base hit in the center field. And they're looking at the bullpen here, folks. It's Mick standing down at first. See here, got nothing but righties coming up. And they got nothing but, their bullpen's like backwards to everybody else. They got nothing but righties. I mean, lefties in the bullpen. You got Moore and Strange is the only 2 righties. Everybody else is a lefty. So they're probably going to bring in more here. Pitched all these righties. Old Raymond. That's amazing how many lefties they got in the bullpen. Yeah, Ray's going to come in here and pitch. And that'll be it for Jim. So he can't get out of this inning. So there's 2 outs. Moore comes in trying to get Scouring to get out of this. Got Mick down at first. Ray comes in this game. This is his 43rd appearance. He's got a 2.03 ERA. He's 2-1. He does have 13 saves on the year, folks. Here's the pitch to Scouring. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Green, and that'll win the inning. But the Yankees scored 2 on the Roger Maris 2-run homer. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 7-run lead for the Yankees. We got 2, 3, and 4 up. Martin, Killebrew, and Allison. Billy's 0 for 2. Did reach on an error, though. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Billy gets aboard here. See if he can start this rally here against his former teammates. Here's Killebrew. Don't like having him up with runners on, but he's 0 for 2. A fielder's choice and flew out the mitt. And that's a big swing and a miss, strike 3. I mean, Stafford is just dealing today, folks. They can't keep up with that fastball. So that's a big out here in the 6th inning. That brings up Allison. He's 1 for 2. He did score the only run of the ball game for the Twins. And that's going to be a pop-up. No, that might be a swing and a miss. Nope. That's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And actually, it's out in left field, and Mr. Boyer makes the play for out number 2. That brings up Jim Lemon. And Jim's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Can Stafford get the hat trick on him? And not this time, folks, because that's going to be lifted down grounded down the 3rd. I thought it was going to be a pop-up down the 3rd. It's on the ground. Boyer's going to go across the diamond and get Lemon, and that'll do it. And they leave Martin stranded. We go to the 7th inning. We got Howard. Serve and Boyer due up. Howard's 0 for 3 today, folks. He did reach on an error and score, though. And that's going to be a ball. That's going to be a base on balls. Moore walks him with that W. Howard trots on down the 1st. The lead runner aboard with a walk. Here comes Bob Serve now. And he's having one well of a game. 3 for 3 with an RBI, and he scored. And this will be the first time they get him out as he flies that ball in the center field. Green's got it. Howard trots back to 1st with 1 out. Here comes Clint Boyer now. And Boyer's 0 for 3. Can he get a base hit here? No, that's another fly ball to Green. They might want to pick on somebody else here. 2 fly balls to center and 2 outs. Now, Stafford, he's got it figured out. He's 1 for 3 today and reached on an error. He's been on base twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the walk doesn't cost him. We go to the 7th inning stretch. You got Beatty, Tuttle, and Vercel due up here in the 7th. Earl's 1 for 1. He's walked and doubled and then drove in a run. The only run of the ball game for him, and that's a fly ball out to Bob Serves out there today and left. Out number 1. Here comes Bill Tuttle. And he's 1 for 2. He's popped up and singled. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Richardson. Quick 2 outs here in the 7th. It's up to Vercel to keep this inning going. And he's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Vercel goes down the 1st. And they'll have a pitch hitter here for more. See who's going to come off the bench here. Old Beck is going to come off the bench, the lefty. See if he can keep this inning going. Down by 7. Runner down at first. There's old Julio down by the bench. Julio comes up. He's batting .311 on the year, folks. He's got 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Beck. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down the third. Boyer's going to fire across the diamond for the shore out at first. And that'll end this inning, folks. And they leave 1 on, and we go to the top of the 8th. It's still 8-1. Now we got to decide who's going to come out here. You got Richardson and then 2 lefties. So I think one of the lefties is going to come in the game here. See which one. Okay, let's look at these lefties here. And I think it's going to be old Bill Police. Going to come in here. Yeah, Bill's going to come in here. Try to get him through this inning or two. Like I say, he'll face the righty to start off with. But then you got Quebec and Maris up after that here in the 8th. So Bill comes in. This is his 23rd game. He's got a 4.98 ERA. He's 2-3. He has 2 saves on the year. And here's Bobby Richardson batting .260 on the year, 1 for 4 with an RBI. And he greets him with a base hit in the center field. Bobby Richardson still got the hot bat, folks. And he sets the table up here in the 8th. Yankees are hungry for some more. Quebec, he singled his last time up. Matter of fact, he doubled his last time up. Came around the score. He's 3 for 4. And that's going to be a fly ball out the lemon. That'll be out number 1. But here comes the big boys, Maris and Mantle. Both others homered today. Can one or both of them get their second home run of the game? Here's the pitch to Roger. And that's not going to be a home run, but he beats that ball in the ground, and that's a Baltimore chop. He's going to be safe at first. So it's up to Mick to see if he can get home run number 2, folks. And Mick is 3 for 4 today. And with a home run and 2 RBIs, here's the pitch to Mantle. And again, that's not a home run, but that's going to be a single in the left. And that's going to score Bobby. And that's going to put Roger down at third with 1 out here. So first and third. And Scourin's up now, and it's 9-1. They're playing back for the double play. The Moose is 0 for 4. He's due, folks. Let's see if he can bust out of this little slump he's in. And no, he can't. That's going to be a fly ball down the left field. And that'll score Roger, though. So that'll be a sacrifice fly at least. And that'll make it, wait a second. Let's go back here. Doesn't look like Mick scored on the last one. I mean, Bobby scored on the last one. Go back here. So Mick's up. And he singles, and he should drive in Bobby. There was a single in the left. Bobby should have scored, and Roger should have made it down the third. And then the Moose should get a sacrifice fly and bring in Roger and make it 10-1. All righty. Now we got 2 outs. Mick down at first for Elston Howard at the plate. And Howard's 0 for 3. He did walk and reach on an error. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lenny Green. That'll end the inning, but the Yankees add 2 more, folks, and make it a 9-run game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We got the top of the order due up here against Bill. And he's getting tired. I think that might be it for him. Well, I'd like to see him get through this inning. He's due up third. We're going to see if he can make it through the 8th. He's got the top of the order there. Green, Martin, and Killebrew. If he gets in any trouble, we'll yank him here. And we might even do a double switch and bring Yogi or Blanchard in the game to catch. So here's Lenny Green. He's 0 for 3. Flown out the Mick twice and struck out. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Howard's got it near the dugout at first for out number 1. That brings up everybody's favorite ex-Yankee, Billy Martin. He singled his last time off against Bill. Not this time. He drives that ball into right field. Roger had him played perfect. Now it'll be 2 up and 2 down. And here's Killebrew up. And, Harmon, he is 0 for 3. He's reached on the fielder's choice, flown out and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Like I say, I think Bill's starting to get a little tired. Love to see him get through this inning. 1 out now. Killebrew down at first for Allison. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that'll be a fly ball in the deep right field. And that'll end the inning, and that'll be it for Stafford. He'll be pitched hit for here in the 9th. We'll have serve. Boyer in a pinch hitter for Stafford. Let's see who's going to warm up here. You got a righty, and a righty due up. So I think old Tex is probably going to be warming up in the bullpen. So we'll have serve. He's batting 3 for 4 today. Got that average up to 289, folks. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's another base hit. I tell you, you blast that ball into center field. Green couldn't get to that one. That'll be another hit for Bob Serve. Having a wonderful game here. And that brings up Boyer, the runner down at first. And Boyer's 0 for 4. Can he get off the snide here, folks? And no, that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll be out number 1. That'll be it, like I say, for Bill. Got served down at first, 1 out. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. I think we're looking at Bob Howe's going to come off the bench. Bring out the lefty, try to do some damage here. There's Bob. And Bob has batting 250 on the year. He's only 1 for 4, folks. So let's see what Bob can do this time. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll be out number 2. We're going back to the top of the order here in Bobby Richardson. Bobby's having another great game. He's got that batting average up to 261. He's 2 for 5 today. And that'll be a ground ball down the second. Martin will toss it over to Vercel. That'll end the inning, and the Yankees strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the 9th in a 10-1 ball game, folks. Like I say, I believe we're going to bring in old Tex Clever. He's going to come in here to pitch the 9th inning. You know what? We're going to go with old Hal. Hal's going to come in. Ruffin's going to come in to pitch. When was the last time Hal pitched? It's been a while. So Hal Ruffin's going to come in here and pitch the ninth, folks. Go with Hal instead of Tex. And he'll be facing Jim Lemon. He's 0 for 3 today, batting .256 on the year. Hal comes in. This will be his 19th game, folks. He's got a 3.62 ERA. He's 5-2 on the year. Here's the pitch from Hal. And that's going to be a fly ball out to serve out there in left field. He makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Beatty here. Earl, he's got the lone RBI in this game for him. He's 1 for 2. And that'll be an easy ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. And the Twins are down to their last out. That'll be Bob Turley. Can Bob keep this game going? I think a few of these Twins are hoping he doesn't. He's 1 for 3. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 1, 2, 3 goes the Twins. And that'll end this game mercifully, they say. Because that's a 10-1 win for the Yanks. That's the 10th one, I believe, in a row for New York. Take a look. Oh, I didn't want to hit that. Oh, now I got to redo. Got to redo the out down the third. Hit the wrong button. Now, let's save the game and go to the box score instead. Hey, Legends, looking forward to your games tonight. Legends is going to be doing a double header, folks, at 8 and 10. He's got both wild card games in the franchise all-star season number 2. So check that out. I think the National League game's up at 8 o'clock and the American League game will be at 10 o'clock tonight, folks, over at Legend Sports Universe. And root for the Pirates, folks. Like to see the Pirates do something. Look at that. 2 for 6, 3 for 5, 2 for 5, 4 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 RBIs, 2 RBIs, 2 home runs by the M&M boys, 1 apiece. Sure, serving Quebec with doubles. Yankees 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position, folks. And they still left 9 on. You had the Yankees 10 runs on 16 hits and an error. And the Twins 1 run on 4 hits and 3 errors. Man, they got to give the Twins credit, though. They was 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. They did leave 6 men on base at first, though. Old Stafford pitched a great game, picked up his 19th win, folks. Bill Stafford, 19-2, folks. He pitched his 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 6. And Hal Ruffin comes in and pitches the 9th inning. And poor Jim, he picks up his 7th loss. He falls to 16-7. Only goes 5 2/3, 12 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned. Walked nobody, struck out 2, and gave up both home runs to the M&M boys. Moore came in and shut the door, pitched an inning and a third, walked 1 and struck out 1. And Police comes in. He gives up in 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 1. Yep, tonight and 8 o'clock and 10, folks. Yep. You got the Pirates taking on the Expos and the Red Sox. Who's the Red Sox playing, Legends? The Twins. Red Sox taking on the Twins in Boston. Yep, and the Bucks will be heading to Montreal. If my memory's correct. If I'm wrong, straighten me out, legends. Let's do some fast play here in the American League. You got the White Sox traveling to Detroit to take on the Tigers. Jim Bunning with his 2.07 ERAs on the mound. Can the White Sox help the Yankees out here, folks? Yeah, I thought it was the Red Sox and Twins. Yep. And that game will be in Boston. Yeah, I think so too, Tim. And the White Sox do help out the Yanks. How about that? They get the Jim Bunny. Maybe not. We'll have to look at the box score here. They might have scored a lot of runs late. White Sox 5 runs on 8 hits and an error. The Tigers only 1 run, 8 hits and 2 errors. You don't expect that when Bunning's on the mound. I thought I was, but just wanted to make sure. Didn't want to give out any bad information. Yep. They scored 5 runs in the 9th inning. So Bunning did pitch a hell of a game. The White Sox. Let's see who they scored those runs off of. They took Bunning out in the 8th, and the bullpen exploded. Aguilar pitched 2/3 of an inning, picks up his 5th loss, 2 hits, 5 runs, and 3 walks. And Bunning is in the clubhouse right now, just beating the crap out of the place. Oh, Reagan comes in and shuts the door after that, but the damage was done, folks. He had a freaking shutout going, and they took him out. I don't understand that. Don't understand that at all. Sure, we. Jim's got to be frustrated. Got to be frustrated. Especially in a battle with the Yankees like that and got a 3 games coming up against them. You got to get as close as you can. Talking about the Red Sox, the 1961 Red Sox is traveling to Kansas City to take on the A's. And let's see what happens out here in Kansas City. And the A's win. The Red Sox 3 runs on 7 hits and an error. And that might break the A's losing streak, folks. They might have snapped that one. They was like, I think they lost like 9 in a row, something crazy like that. 6 runs on 10 hits and an error. And then we got the Orioles traveling out to LA to take on the Angels. They're trying to stay in this race, but I think they're slipping away. Sliding away. And the Angels beat them again. This might have done it in for the Orioles. This might have done it. This series might just knock them out of it. Committed 4 errors, folks. The Orioles 3 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors. The Angels 5 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Lee Thomas, former Yankee this year, goes 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs to help out his former teammates and push the Orioles back a little further. Let's see if those errors cost them. See how many of those runs were earned. All of them was earned. So the errors didn't bite them in the butt except for extended innings. So then the last game in the American League is the Tribe heading to D.C. to take on the Senators. Gary, ring my bell, pitching for the Tribe. And the Senators, just like they do all the time in D.C., they get the Indians in, sneak them in, and they massacre them, folks. The Indians 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Senators 13 runs on 17 hits and no errors. Let's take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard. Like I say, the Yankees pick up a game on the Tigers and the Orioles. Tigers are now 10.5 games back. The Orioles have lost 3 in a row, folks, and are 14 games back. And I just think they're done. Watch them come back and win the American League, but I don't see them passing Detroit and the Yankees with 14 games back. The Twins now have lost 4 in a row, and they're 20 games back, and I don't think anybody from the Twins on down's got a prayer. White Sox are 21 games back. Angels are 33.5 games back. Red Sox are 35.5 games back. The Indians 37. The Senators 47.5. And it did stop a 9-game losing streak out win, because the A's are 1-9 in their last 10 games, and that was the win. So yeah, they had a 9-game losing streak, and they're 51 games back. Let's see here. Let's do some little calculation and see what the magic number is for the Orioles. Like I say, I know they're not mathematically eliminated, but they're in pretty bad shape. The magic number's 15. They gotta pray the Yankees don't go 500 ball, folks, and they gotta win every game. And the Yankees, they only got 30 games left. They just played their 132nd game, and the Yankees would have to lose half of them just for them to tie. I don't see that happening. The Yankees have won 10 in a row, and they play one more game against the Twins before they take on the Tigers. Like I say, I don't see it happening. Like I say, it's not mathematically impossible, but it's a tough road to hoe. The Tigers' magic number is 20, I believe. Let's see. And again, I don't want to jinx the Yankees, but that's a tough number, even 20. Yeah, magic number for the Tigers is 20. Yeah, the Senators, like I say, 13 runs. That's something, ain't it? Let's take a look here. Howard still leading the league with a 345 average. Norm Cash trying to catch him with a 341 average. Roger with his 56 home run. And Mix up there now takes over the RBI lead over Norm Cash with his 130 RBIs. And then you got Gentile and Cash tied with 128, Scourin with 125, then Maris and Colavito, the only other ones with more than 100. And Jim Bunning, ERA stays at 2.01, folks. And he's stuck at 20 wins. Could not get his 21st win there. Bill Stafford, look at that, 2.07. And Bill's got 19 wins on the year, folks. Luis with his 33 saves. And Roger increases his MVP votes. And Bill Stafford, how about that? Bill Stafford's taking over the Cy Young votes, folks, over his teammate Whitey and Jim Bunning. They was all tied. Stafford now leading with the Cy Young vote. Alrighty, I want to thank Tim D, Legend Sports Universe. And again, get over there at 8 o'clock, folks, and watch some great baseball with Major League Baseball, the show 22. I believe Philip Reynolds was the first one in here today. Check out his channel. He's doing some History Maker Baseball, 1961. He's calling it the race, I think, for 61. Check that out. And if you're new to my channel, folks, hit that subscribe button. And on your way out of Minnesota, hit that bell, ring my bell, hit that like button, and leave a comment about this replay. We're getting near the end, folks. Almost in that magical month of September. Until next time, you all have a great day and take care.